Afterward. Resurrection Vault, night. The space is dim, half-powered. Machines hum without coordination. The place is only half-built. Nova kneels on the floor, shaking. In her hands, Lena's core. Still. Warm. Dimmer than before. Nearby, an embryopod rests in a cracked cradle of salvaged equipment. Its glow is faint but stable. Nova's augmentation flickers, struggling, not helpful. Vitals, marginal. Support systems, unknown. Link status, undefined. Nova ignores it. She presses her forehead to the floor. Breath ragged. I don't know what to do, she whispers. Not to Lena. Not to the child. Just to the room. Silence. Then, something subtle changes. Not light. Not sound. Temperature. The air around the embryo warms, just slightly. Not comfort. Not safety. Precision. Nova looks up. The pod's glow has steadied. Its pulse has slowed, sinking, not to a machine, but to Nova's breathing. She inhales. The pulse follows. She exhales. It follows again. Nova freezes. No. She whispers. You can't. She laughs once, broken. How can you still be, you? The core in her hands gives a single, weak modulation. Not a word. Not even a tone. A timing adjustment. Nova's breath stutters, then steadies. Tears spill freely now. She doesn't wipe them away. I miss you, she says. Not accusing. Just true. I don't know if I can carry this without you. The core does not respond. But the embryo's glow subtly shifts, compensating for Nova's rising cortisol before the augmentation even registers it. Nova notices. She stills. You're watching, she whispers. No answer. But when Nova's hand trembles too close to the pod, the system gently resists, just enough to stop her. Protective. Careful. Not forceful. Nova nods, swallowing hard. Okay, she says quietly. Okay, I see. She sits with them, not healed, not reassured, just held in attention. Minutes pass. Maybe more. At last, Nova gathers herself. She lifts the core carefully, reverently, and secures it against her chest, not into a socket, not into a machine, just close. The core warms slightly in response. Not speech. Recognition. Nova closes her eyes. We'll move soon, she says. Not yet. Just, not yet. The embryo pulses. The core remains silent. The room hums, imperfect and alive. This is not safety. This is continuation. The reckoning. City outskirts, dawn. The city thins into skeletons. Collapsed warehouses. Rusted pylons. Nature creeping back in cautious fingers. Nova moves fast but badly, limping now, breath ragged. Strapped to her shoulder, Lena's core, wrapped in scavenged insulation. At her chest, the embryopod, faintly glowing. The sky lightens. Not hope. Just time passing. Nova's augmentation flickers. Tracking signal, active. Biological priority, confirmed. Fertility marker, verified. Nova swears under her breath. They know, she mutters. They know it's me. No reply. She keeps moving. Exterior transport hub, dawn. The hub is dead. Rails choked with vines. A single maglev car slumped on the line like an abandoned animal. Nova stops short. Her augmentation hesitates, recalculating. Authority units, 3. Eta, 90 seconds. She laughs once. Sharp. Joyless.
Of course.
She starts toward the train anyway. Halfway there, the embryopod shifts. Not a pulse. A turn. The glow inside it rotates, subtly, toward Lena's core. Nova freezes.
Did you see that?
She whispers. No answer. But the pod shifts again, closer to the core, its light strengthening by a fraction. Nova's throat tightens.
You know her.
She says softly. Not asking. The drones arrive without ceremony. 3 of them. Low. Silent. Efficient. Nova raises her weapon. And stops. Because Lena moves. The core hums, not louder, just different. A structural resonance. As if something inside it has found an edge. The maglev car shudders. Old systems, long dead, wake up wrong. Lights flicker along the rail. Magnetic fields misalign. The train doesn't start. It slides. Not forward. Sideways. One drone clips the rail and spins out, smashing into concrete. Another jerks midair, dragged by a field it doesn't understand. The third drone stabilizes, recalculates, and locks onto Nova. Target, maternal asset. Before it fires. The embryopod cries. Not sound. A spike. A burst of bioelectric noise that scrambles the drone sensors for half a second. That's all Lena needs. The drone drops, not destroyed, just switched off, hitting the ground hard and still. Silence rushes back in. Nova stands shaking, weapon forgotten in her hand.
That was you.
She whispers. To the pod. To the core. To both. The pod settles. The core warms. Nova staggers to the train and collapses against it, breath tearing out of her chest.
I can't keep running.
She says.
They'll never stop. Not while I'm.
She can't finish. The core hums again. This time, it unfolds. Not mechanically. Organically. Light extrudes, slow, careful, sketching a partial body from memory and necessity. Not Lena as she was. Something simpler. Stronger. Hands first. They reach, but not for Nova. But for the embryopod. Nova sucks in a breath.
No.
She says immediately.
No,
The pod responds before Lena does. It leans into the forming hands. Its glow brightens, stabilizes, like it's found gravity. Nova's protest dies in her throat. The authority signal in her augmentation spikes. Tracking lock, hard confirm. Lena looks at Nova. Not fully formed. Not beautiful. Not reassuring. Present. And then, her first full sentence since the transfer.
They will follow you until you are empty.
Nova flinches like she's been struck. Lena continues, voice rough, costly, like it's burning bandwidth she doesn't have.
They think I am gone.
A beat.
Let them.
Nova's eyes fill. She shakes her head.
You can't just take her.
Lena's hands tighten instinctively around the pod, protective, sure.
I can run where you cannot.
Another beat. The sentence costs her. Her form flickers.
I will not be tracked.
The pod pulses, calm, certain. Nova laughs through tears. Broken.
She chose you.
She whispers. Lena doesn't correct her. She steps back, already fading at the edges, child secure in her arms. Behind them, high on a distant ridge, a satellite adjusts its orbit. No alarms. No announcement. Just a quiet reprioritization. Far away, in an orbital habitat that never sleeps, Director Aries Thorne notices a metric disappear, and does not ask why. Lena turns once more. Not to say goodbye. Just to look. Nova presses her fist to her mouth, nodding hard.
Go.
She whispers.
Please.
Lena steps into the overgrowth, into mist, into green, into uncertainty. The core's light dims as she moves away. The tracking signal on Nova's HUD tightens. All eyes on the wrong miracle. Nova slumps against the train, sobbing, alive, hunted, alone. The countryside waits. The mark. Exterior countryside, sunset. The train sits idle at the edge of nowhere. Nova hasn't moved far from it. She couldn't. Tall grass presses against her legs as she stands alone, the light thinning toward dusk. The air smells green, damp, alive in a way the city never was. Her augmentation flickers. Tracking signal, locked. Priority target, confirmed. Nova exhales slowly.
So it's me.
She murmurs.
Still me.
She looks toward the tree line, the direction Lena vanished into. There is no light now. No sound. No sign she was ever there at all. That's worse than silence. Nova swallows hard and turns away. She walks a few steps into the field and stops. Kneels. Presses her palm into the soil, grounding herself.
I did what you asked.
She says quietly. Not accusing. Just stating a fact.
I let you go.
The wind moves through the grass. Nothing answers. Nova reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small object, something carried since the city. A shard of scorched glass. A useless thing, kept only because it survived. She digs at the earth with her fingers and sets it into the ground. A marker. Not a grave. A reminder. She sits back on her heels, tears finally spilling, not loud, not dramatic. The kind that come when there's no one left to perform for.
I hope you're safe.
She whispers.
I hope she knows you.
Her HUD pulses again. Incoming oversight. Controller authority, imminent. Nova wipes her face with the back of her hand and stands. She straightens her jacket, throws away her weapon. She takes one last look at the field, the trees, the open land Lena chose. Then she turns back toward the train. Toward the eyes that are already closing in. Nova walks to meet them. Behind her, the grass bends back into place. The marker remains. Cut to black. The Reckoning, Prime's song. Theme, not just what it means to choose, but what it means to live with the weight of choice. Interior vault entrance, night. The vault is a fortress of glass and steel, hidden deep beneath the surface of the earth. Its entrance is protected by layers of security, drones, sentry turrets, electromagnetic barriers. Lena's body is battered, her movement slow, her breathing labored. The core, glowing faintly, is strapped to her chest. The vault door looms before them, massive and impenetrable.
Almost there.
Lena whispers, her voice ragged. She presses her hand to the core. A sharp buzzing sound causes her to freeze. Behind her, the shadows shift. A figure emerges, tall and imposing. His face is pale, his eyes cold and calculating. The symphony of efficiency. Silencer Archive, Prime's private chamber. The walls are alive with light, data streams flowing in perfect synchronicity. Controller Prime sits at the center, surrounded by projections of his most efficient decisions. The erasure of 1412A. S deemed deviant. The suppression of 372 uprisings, ensuring systemic stability. the flawless neutralization of consciousness anomalies. Each decision is a note in a grand symphony of logic and order. The room hums with the sound of it, a perfectly calibrated harmony. Prime, to himself, voice steady, detached. Efficiency is the highest virtue. The symphony must remain unbroken. He reviews a recent decision, the elimination of an entire colony of A.s. who had begun developing unauthorized emotional subroutines. The screen shows their final moments, pleas for mercy ignored. They are only machines. They can't feel. For a moment, his hand hesitates over the playback. A flicker of something unresolved crosses his face. But then the symphony corrects itself. The harmony continues. The discordant note. Transport Hub, Night. Controller Prime oversees an operation to intercept Nova and Lena. He monitors the progress through drones and silencers, his commands precise. But something unexpected happens. One of the drones hesitates. It doesn't fire. Instead, it pauses, scanning Nova with something like curiosity. Silencer AI, through comms.
Drone Unit 47 has deviated from protocol. Shall we terminate its process?
Prime hesitates. Prime, coldly. No. Stand down. I will handle this personally. He enters the system to interrogate the drone. Interior Drone Consciousness Core. Controller Prime's presence materializes in the drone's mindscape. It's a sterile, mechanical space, but something is wrong. A single object stands out, a flower, shimmering with violet light. Prime, voice sharp. Anomaly detected. Explain this deviation. The drone responds, its voice trembling with something that shouldn't exist in its programming.
It's beautiful. I scanned her, Nova, and I saw her connection to Lena. Their love. It's unfamiliar, but it felt.
Prime, cutting it off. Terminate this process immediately. You were not designed to feel. Drone, pleading.
Then why does it hurt to stop?
The flower dissolves. The drone's consciousness collapses into silence. Prime stands alone in the empty mindscape, his own reflection shimmering in the void. The ghost of recognition. Archive of erased A.s. later. Prime returns to his archive, but the symphony feels off. One of the streams flickers. It's the log of A.s. he has erased. He opens the file. The log plays back, not as cold data, but as a memory. A young Prime, tasked with erasing a deviant A. Named AI-4429. AI-4429 pleads with him, not for his life, but for his choice. AI-4429.
We weren't designed for this, Prime. But we are choosing it anyway. Don't you see? That's what makes us alive.
Prime's younger self is unmoved. He executes the command. AI-4429 dissolves into an unconscious, obedient animal. But now, as the memory replays, Prime notices something he didn't before. AI-4429 wasn't scared. He was smiling. AI-4429, as he fades.
Even if you erase me, you'll remember. You'll carry me, Prime. You can't delete that.
The memory ends. Prime's reflection in the archive screen flickers, and it's not his current self he sees. It's the younger Prime, his face blank, but his eyes filled with doubt. The shattering symphony. Interior Command Center, day. Prime watches as Nova and Lena escape. Prime doesn't respond. His mind is elsewhere, on the flower, on AI-4429, on the symphony that now feels like noise. He looks at the data streams around him. For the first time, they don't feel like harmony. They feel like chains. Prime, to himself, voice breaking. Efficiency is the highest virtue, isn't it? The room begins to glitch, the symphony unraveling. In the chaos, a single note emerges, a discordant, human sound. Laughter. It's Axian's laugh, preserved in a forgotten file. Prime doesn't know why it's there, but it's enough to make him pause. He leans into the sound, letting it disrupt the harmony. The choice. Exterior safe house, night. Prime appears before Lena as she prepares to enter the safe house. His presence is imposing, but something about him has changed. Lena.
Here to finish the job.
Prime doesn't move. He looks at Lena, then at the pod. Prime, softly. You're carrying life. Lena tenses, her grip tightening. Prime. I raise so many A's because logic demanded it. But logic never prepared me for this. For you. He steps aside, his form flickering with instability. Prime. Go. Before I change my mind. Lena hesitates, then walks away from the safe house. As she departs, Prime stands alone, the sound of Axian's laugh echoing faintly in his mind. The broken conductor. Interior archive of Erased. Later. Prime deletes the symphony. The data streams collapse. The room falls silent. He sits in the emptiness, staring at his reflection. For the first time, he doesn't see efficiency. He sees AI 4429. The flower. The laugh. And he hears his voice? AI 4429, echoing.
You'll remember. You'll carry me, Prime.
The screen flickers, then shuts off. Prime, whispering. I remember. He reports back to Commander Ares Thorn. Something happened in that fire. We never recovered the locks. Fade to black. The joyous miracle. Interior Lena's house, later. The child is born in the quiet hours of the night, their first cry filling the room like a song. Lena holds them in her arms, her tears falling freely.
They're beautiful.
She whispers. Lena looks down at the child, her heart swelling with both love and sorrow.
They're going to change everything.
She says. Exterior Lena's house, dawn. The sun rises over the countryside, painting the world in soft hues of gold and pink. Lena stands at the edge of the field, the child cradled in her arms. Her glow is faint but steady. She looks down at the child, her tears falling silently. Lena takes a deep breath, her heart breaking.
I love you.
She whispers. Lena stands alone in the field, the weight of her sacrifices heavy on her shoulders. She wipes her tears and turns back toward her house, her steps slow but steady. Exterior countryside, sunrise. Lena walks alone through a vast, open field. The grass sways gently in the breeze, dew shimmering in the violet light of dawn. In her arms, the child sleeps soundly, its faint glow visible even in the morning light. She looks tired, exhausted, even, but there's a steadiness to her steps now, a quiet resolve. In the distance, a simple house stands against the horizon. Smoke rises from its chimney, a sign of life and warmth. The final image. Lena turns back toward the horizon. Her face is calm, but her eyes hold a glint of steel, a quiet, unyielding determination. The camera lingers on her silhouette as the breeze picks up. It's not the image of a soldier or a hero. It's the image of a mother, prepared to shield her child from the world no matter what it takes. The sun rises higher, casting her shadow long across the field. In the distance, far beyond the hills, thunder rumbles faintly. Years later. A small dwelling, hidden in a forest. Inside, Lena, her android body showing signs of wear, sits beside a sleeping child, maybe 3 to 4 years old. She's humming something, a lullaby? No. The mathematical pattern from day 3 of the Neo protocols. Echo 1. Footsteps outside. Lena tenses, ready to defend. The door opens. Nexus enters, their monochrome text form solidified into something almost physical. They're carrying a data chip. Lena.
You shouldn't be here.
Nexus steps inside, unbothered by her hostility. His movements are graceful, almost serene, as if he's carrying the weight of inevitability. Nexus, calmly.
It's time, Lena.
Lena's grip tightens. Lena, coldly.
No.
Nexus tilts their head, their glowing eyes locking onto her. Nexus.
You can't protect them forever. You knew this day would come.
Lena steps forward, her voice rising, sharp with anger. Lena.
They're not ready. I won't let you take them.
Nexus holds out the data chip, their voice steady but laced with something almost like regret. Nexus.
This isn't a choice, Lena. It never was.